Hi, my name is Maya and I'm a rising junior at the Ramaz Upper School. So I just finished my second milestone where I finished the main building of my chassis after designing it on SketchUp, and I added modifications like controlling it manually and autonomously through the PS2 controller and adding these microservers to control the position of the infrared sensors depending on whether it's on the table or on the floor. So demo of controlling it manually, the arrow keys press it forward, backwards to the right to the left, and this presses stop. And when it's on the table, the triangle makes it go autonomous, and these infrared sensors go back on the floor, and it avoids the edges. And here's a demo of it being autonomous on the floor. Infrared sensors go up and test the table. And so for my second milestone, I finished the design of my chassis and constructing it. So I received most of the parts to design on the website that I got this product from, but I also had to design it myself on SketchUp and make some modifications to make it better for my project. So I added finger joints so that it would, so that I could connect all the pieces together better with nuts and bolts instead of like gluing or whatever. And in this whole process, I really learned the common engineering lesson of measure twice, cut once, because the first time I sent it to the laser cutter, I figured out that I had misjudged one of the measurements for a part that repeated in a lot of pieces. So a lot of the pieces didn't fit together properly. The second time I sent it to the laser cutter, I figured out that the laser cutter didn't really like files that were made in SketchUp. And the third time it worked, and after I fixed everything and I was able to fit all the pieces together with nuts and bolts, and it looked very nice and clear. So I had a few problems. One, I had to move the position of these two pieces that hold the infrared sensors because the optimal range for the sensors is 10 to 80 centimeters, and if they were in the front on the bottom where they were supposed to be before, they didn't get back accurate readings, so I had to move it to the top and drill holes on the main bottom piece so that they would function properly on the table and on the floor. And the second problem I had was with these wheels, because the servo horns weren't tight enough to the wheels, so they would go back and forth when they were supposed to be going straight. And what I ended up doing was drilling more holes in the servo horn and the wheel so that I could connect it better. Then I started working on modifications like controlling it manually and autonomously through this controller. So I coded it, and it can go forward and backwards depending on, and right and left if you push the arrows, and autonomously for the table with the triangle, and autonomously for the floor with the square. I also added these two micro servos, which control the position of the infrared sensors. If it's on the floor, it's pointing slightly outwards, and if it's on the table, it's pointing down so that it can see when the table ends. I had some problems with this PS2 controller because it wouldn't connect a lot of the time, and the LED on the receiver wasn't lighting up. So what I ended up doing was every time I would reset the Arduino, and then it would just connect. And yeah. So next I'm going to work on controlling the speed of the servos through these joysticks.